All right, so we're going to use this little makeshift spot in my kitchen right now because it's next to a window and I've got better lighting. It's a very cloudy day today, but we are going to start with this base. I've done a few rows. This is just for example because you're going to follow your knitting pattern. I just wanted to get us to where we could do this cable in the center here. There's lots of different types of cables. This is just going to be a basic show and tell on how they work. So I just started it with knitting 5, purling 2, knitting 6 because that center 6 stitches is going to be our cable, and then I purled 2 and I knit 5. That's just what I'm doing, but you just follow your pattern up to where you get to the cable. So to get to my cable section, I'm going to go ahead and knit across to it. So I'm going to go ahead and knit 5 again. There's 5. And then I'm going to purl 2. Usually you will have, like, on either side of your cable, you'll have purl stitches or something that will help set the cable apart to make it stick out, you know, to where it will pop. Okay, so now we are to the cable. This is going to be a right-leaning cable. So I'm going to take my cable needle here. And if you don't have a cable needle, you can use a double-pointed needle or anything else as long as it has 2 ends, because you're going to knit, or you're going to slide your stitches onto one end and knit them off on the other. So I am going to go ahead and use these 6 center stitches. I'm going to slide the first 3 onto my cable needle purl-wise, as if to purl. And then I'm going to hold this behind my work. I'm going to put that needle behind and just let those hang out there. You're going to go ahead and knit the next 3 stitches. It may feel awkward at first, but this is how you get that twist. Now what you're going to do, you're going to bring that cable needle back to the front without twisting it. You're going to just pull it back around. Let those stitches slide near the end. Make sure they don't fall off. And you're actually going to knit those 3 stitches from the cable needle onto this needle. Like I said, it may feel a little tedious, a little tricky, because you're only working with your right hand needle and the cable needle right now. Ooh. Okay. There's 1. Knit the next one, and the last one. And you can see you've already got the twist going on. You can lay that cable needle down now. Go ahead and purl your next 2 stitches, which are the stitches on each side of your cable. You purled the 2 before your cable, now you're purling the 2 after your cable. And then I'm going to go ahead and knit these right here. 5. And I always knit the last one through the back loop. Okay, and now we're going to turn the work and we're going to purl across those center cable stitches. And you see it looks kind of wonky right now. That's just how it's going to be until you get a few rows done, and then you'll see your cable beginning to form. But I'm going to go ahead and, since we're knitting back and forth, we're going to purl the first 5 stitches. If you knit flat, you would knit on one side and purl on the other. Now if it was a hat and you were knitting it in the round and going round and round, all the cable stitches would be knit. I hope that makes sense, guys. Now we're going to knit these 2 because they were purled on the other side. And now we're going to purl, and you see it may look a little wonky, like I said, the strand stretching across here and everything. Don't worry about it, because when you see how it pulled it together. I'm going to purl across these 6 stitches, which are your cable stitches. And see, right there's that twist. Just purl across all of them. And then go ahead and knit the next 2. Purl these. And on the front, you can see you're beginning to get that cable in there. Now you just do as your pattern tells you. Normally I will knit like at least 4 rows before I do another twist. If you want it now, and you also see how it's a right leaning, it's leaning to the right because you held those first 3 stitches behind your work when you crossed them. Now if I wanted it to lean to the left and have it crossing to the left, I would hold those 3 stitches in front of my work. I am going to go ahead and knit a few more rows following my knit 5, purl 2, knit 6, purl 2, knit 5, and then when I turn, I'm going to purl 5, knit 2, purl 6, knit 2, purl 5. I'm going to do that for maybe 4 to 6 more rows, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how we can get the left leaning twist. All right, I am back. I've got my cable needle ready to go again. And wow, look at that, ta-da. So this is what it's looking like. And that's after I knit 4 rows. And let me show you the back, just in case you see your back and think it doesn't look right, because this is what it will actually look like. It's going to look wonky, okay? And now if that's inside of a hat or something, nobody's going to see it anyway, but that's how it looks. And that is your right leaning cable. Now we're going to go ahead and do the left leaning cable. Like I said, I slide the first one usually. You're just going to follow your pattern, whatever it says to do up until you get to the cable section. Okay, I've got my 5 knits, my 2 purls. Now we're going to go ahead and do what we did before, and we're going to slide the first 3 stitches onto our cable needle as if to purl. 2, 3. But this time we're going to just keep it in the front, and that's going to give us the left leaning twist. Keeping that in the front, we are going to go ahead and knit the next 3 stitches. Okay, and then without twisting it, we're gonna knit. This is where it gets awkward for me, guys. Trying to film and not look like I'm all butterfingers, but we're gonna go ahead and knit the next, or knit the stitches off of the cable needle. I find it a little easier doing it from the front. Okay. There's our twist. We can go ahead and put this aside. And I need to purl the next two. Knit the next 5. But yeah, even as awkward as I may look, guys, I hope it helped someone. So there we have it. And let me show you the back. It's also, you know, just looking a little strange, but that's what it's supposed to look like. And we've got a right-leaning cable, and then we've got a left-leaning cable. Now, if you were gonna just, you know how normally cables look kind of like they're braided or something, and if you just kept doing it to the right, then you would have it right here and then here. This is just an example, guys, to show you how to do the right and the left. So I hope that helped someone. And like I said, let me know in the comments if there are any other stitches that you want to learn. So I hope that that tutorial helped someone out. If you've ever been intimidated with cables, I know I was in the beginning, and until I actually did it, I didn't realize how easy it was. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought, and I would love to have any more recommendations for different tutorials or techniques that you'd like to learn. That said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Happy knitting, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!